Okay, we'll go quick. Okay, all right. So let's say, listen. Shh. Shh. Pay attention. Right here. See this? Let's say that someday you were lucky enough to get a $100,000 bonus check from Nu Skin. That's a lot of money. That comes in every month, okay? You build your team big enough, you've got enough product sales and product consumption happening all over the world in your team that you have that much volume to make 100,000. How much volume would that be? Come on, guys. Wrong. Listen to me. You guys need to know this stuff. This causes me a little bit of concern that you didn't know that answer right there. I'm going to ask the question one more time, okay? If you were to get a $100,000 check, how much volume do you have to have in your 6 generations to generate a $100,000 check? 2 million. 2 million points a month in your own 6 generations. Does that happen? Absolutely. Okay? I mean, I've got more than a lot, okay? I've got more than 5 million points a month in my 6 generations. Okay? So you can do the math. Okay? All right. So here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Shh. Shh. Listen. Okay? We don't have time to waste. Okay, so if we're going to do $100,000, then you need to know where the money comes from. Look at this. Out of that $100,000, about $200 will come from your distributor bonuses. $200 from the front end of the compensation plan. Okay? You're going to get about $2,000 from the middle part of the plan, the executive portion of the compensation plan. And you're going to get $98,000, or 98% of that check is going to come from the back end of the plan. From the breakaway executives. Now you know why my brother-in-law said that the key was to create executives. Because all the money is on the back end of the plan. There's a little bit on the middle and on the front. But most of the money, the vast majority, is on the back end of the plan. Okay, so what's the message that Nu Skin is sending to all of us in this room by this compensation plan? What are they saying to you and I? That's right, they're saying to you, become a leader, but not only become a leader, they're saying become a leader of leaders. That's what they're saying to you. So what does that mean for you? That means you have to change. You've got to get more confident, more powerful. You've got to take more action. You need to be focused on executive creation. I have a new word for this. I've taught my groups all over the world for 25 years. I say you need to become an executive factory. You need to learn how to manufacture executives in your downline. All of your goals should be centered on how many executives you're going to create in your downline. Okay? Every month you should be thinking, how do I become an executive factory? How do you do that? What are the keys to becoming an executive factory? There's only one key. Follow the system. Follow the system. Follow the system, guys, okay? It focuses people on executive status. It focuses people on becoming rubies and going on success trips and creating more executives, right? Yeah, that's it. It's so simple, but people make it so complicated. Don't complicate it. Keep it simple, okay? All right, let's see here. You know these numbers. These are the average incomes, right? So it should be no surprise to you now that Blue Diamonds can make more than $50,000 a month. How much volume would that take? If you're going to make $53,000 a month, how much volume must you have in your 6 generations? A barrel? 1,060,000 points. 1,060,000. 5% is 53,000. You guys understand this? You sure? If you're going to make $10,000 a month, how much volume do you have to have in your 6 generations? 10,000. Come on. 200. 200,000 points. How do you create 200,000 points? You want to make 10,000 a month? That's what the highest executives of the biggest companies in Colombia make, okay? You want to make that kind of money? You're going to have to be professional. You're going to have to get after it, okay? You need to create 16 rubies. 16 rubies with 4 executives each. That would be 66 executives, okay? 66 executives, 3,000 points each. On average, is 200,000 points. You got it? Okay. You got to understand this, you guys. Okay? There is a lot of motivation in this compensation plan. There's a lot. Okay? This is why you need to learn this plan. It's why you need to be able to teach it to people, so they get it and they understand it. Okay? How many people have taken advantage of this plan to the very top levels? You know, more than 1,000 all over the world, right? Way more. So there you go. All right, so let's talk about this, about doubling our executive volumes. I wish those colors were different. Boy, that's too bad. You can't read those, darn it. Okay, well, let's just do it anyway. Okay, can you see 12 right here? Here's your first generation. You get 12 executives. They do 3,000 each. That's 36,000. What is that thing? Get rid of that thing. Somebody unplug that thing. Unplug that thing. We don't need that thing. We just need to get the job done here. Just unplug it. Just kill it. We don't need it. Okay? Okay, thank you. All right, so I want you to be able to see this. All right? So 12 groups, 12 executives, 3,000 average, 36,000 points on your first generation. You get 5%. That's $1,800. That's not that much money. You may say, wow, that's a poor blue diamond, isn't it? Yeah, that's a poor blue diamond. Why are they poor blue diamonds? Because some people just want to be a blue diamond so they can go up on this stage and everybody can clap for them. You know my attitude about that? I say, forget that. I don't care about people clapping for me. You know what I want? I want the cash in my bank. That's what I want. Put the cash in my bank, okay? So what we don't want are pancake blue diamonds. We call them pancakes. Okay, they're just one level wide. They got 12 executives, but there's nothing underneath those executives. And what that means is they do not understand this compensation plan. They don't understand what it means to drive lines deep and find lockers. Okay? Because that's where the real money is. It's in driving lines and finding lockers. Okay? Creating depth so you take advantage of the pressure points that are built into the compensation plan. Okay? So, you know, don't just think about going wide for show, right? Go deep for the money, for the dinero. Go deep for dinero. Okay? That's what you want to do. All right? Okay, so on my second generation, if I've got 12 executives on my first generation, then I will have 24 executives on my second generation. Is that true? Yeah. Is that how it works? Do all of those 12 people on my first generation go get 2 executives each? Is that what happens, so that I have 24 on my second generation? No. No, it never happens that way. This is what the other companies try to teach you when they talk about their binary compensation plans. They're a joke. They don't work, okay? This is what they say. They say 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 8 is 16, and it's, 32 and it's 64, it's garbage. It never, ever happens that way, okay? Looks easy on paper, but it never happens that way, all right? Here's what really happens. This is the truth right here. One of these 12, wants to be a blue diamond just like you. And so one person on your first generation will become a blue diamond, and they'll go out and create half of these 24 all by themselves. That's what really happens. Okay? And some of those, one of them might become an emerald, and they'll get 6, and some will get 4, and some will get 2, and some won't get any. They'll just stay here as executives. That's what really happens. Okay? But the net result is you will double every level. Now listen to me. People will say, Nu Skin's compensation plan is hard. Our plan is easy. You only have to sponsor 2 people. Okay? That's a bunch of garbage. All right? Because Nu Skin's plan requires you to get 12 people, that's the reason you end up doubling. If they didn't require you to get 12 people, the numbers, the percentages would never work out for you to double. Okay? That's why it doubles. Because they do require 12 for blue diamonds. That's important. Really important. So then, on your third generation, you'll double again, 48, because 2 people here will become blue diamonds, and they'll get half of these people. Okay? And then you'll have 96 executives on your fourth, 192 on your fifth, and you'll have 384 on your sixth generation. That's a lot of executives. That's more than 700 executive groups in your downline. How long does it take for you to fully mature a 6th generation compensation plan like Nu Skin? How long? 10 years. It takes 10 years. And that's if you're working aggressively. Guys, listen. We already know the average blue diamond income, don't we? What was the average blue diamond income I just showed you? $53,000 a month. Okay? You're making that much on your 6th generation alone. Here. What's the total? Let's total it up. $113,400 a month. Once you fully mature 6th generation compensation plan. That's more than twice as much as the average blue diamond makes. Does everybody know the average time to get the blue diamond title? Yeah, it's 4 or 5 years, between 4 and 5 years. You know, people take 3 years to become a diamond, right? And once they're a diamond, they go, well, I just got to get 4 more executives and I know how to do it. So they usually do that in the next year or 2 and they become blue diamonds in title. But they're not making $53,000 a month because they're brand new blue diamonds, okay? The average blue diamond income is reached typically in year 7. That's what I said last night in the meeting. Year 7, people reach the average blue diamond income, okay? Year 10, if you have good duplication, I'm going to say that again. This is really important. In year 10, if you have good duplication in your downline, if you have taught your people to follow the system, and everybody is executing System 7, okay, then you can reach these kind of numbers. If you don't have good duplication and you've got people all over the map and they don't know what they're doing, you're not going to reach these numbers. Okay? So that's the point. That's what it takes to do it. All right? So now you see how that works. What's that red line all about? This red line right here, this represents the Amway or the Herbalife compensation plan. Both of those companies only pay 3 generations deep. Now, in their defense, to be completely fair with them, they do have some other leadership bonuses that can add some additional money, but nothing like Nu Skin's compensation plan. okay? So think about the damage, okay? If you have a good company, a company who's honest, a company who keeps coming up with new product releases, they keep pushing the business forward, they pay bonus checks on time every month, you're going to have duplication occur. Okay? That will happen in every company who is honest and consistent. Okay? But here's the difference on the compensation plan. Look at this. If you're in Amway, they will pay you 3 generations deep and then it stops. Okay? So Amway's commission is 3%, 2%, 1/2%. That's ridiculous. Okay? If they paid 5%, and that's what Herbalife does, okay? Herbalife pays right here, they pay 5, 5, 5, just like we do. That's Herbalife, okay? Then you would make a total of about $12,000, maybe $13,000, okay? $13,000 a month. That's what you would make for building the exact same organization that Nu Skin would pay you $113,000. That's a big difference. That's like 10 times more money. Okay? That's a big deal. Important. Okay. You already know we have these. We're not going to spend time on that. We did that last night. I'm not going to spend time on that. We did that yesterday. All right, I want to spend time on this. Okay. These are the pressure points. How much time do I have? How much time? 15 minutes? Okay. Okay, so now, listen close. Shh. That's starting to work good. Okay. I want to describe to you these pressure points. And the reason I want to describe these to you is because I'm going to inoculate you against what other network marketing companies will say about Nu Skin's compensation plan. And I want you to be armed with the truth. Okay? So you can see exactly what it is. All right? Okay, here's how this one right here protects you. Okay? So this one says that you must file your LOI before your downline person becomes an executive or you lose them forever. Is that what that says, Carolyn? Is that what that says? Okay. I don't read Spanish, sorry. I'm going from memory. Okay, so let's go back to our example. Let's go back to Joanna here, okay? Okay, here we go. Stand up, Joanna. Oh, wait a second. You sit down for a second. Okay. You stand up. Stand up, okay? Okay, so Eli's right here, okay? Eli is in qualification. She's put in her LOI. She's starting to become an executive, okay? This is the first month of qualification. I call Joanna on the phone or I go visit with her and I say, Joanna, did you know that Elle has her LOI filed with Nu Skin? She's already in executive qualification. We need to make sure that you get your LOI done before she finishes and becomes an executive, or you could lose her forever. Okay? Joanna doesn't do anything else. She doesn't call me. She doesn't say, I have people for you to talk to with me. Will you come to Starbucks so we can talk to these people? She doesn't do anything. Okay? I'm not going to drag her along. She's got to call me if she wants my help. Okay? Second month comes along. Elle's out there. She's now finished her second month of qualification. And I call Joanna and I say, Joanna, Elle just finished her second month. Okay, you're on the verge of losing her forever unless you at least file your LOI. Okay? She doesn't do anything. Now we go to the third month. Okay? Now we're in the third month of qualification. And Elle's going to make it. She's got her volume. Okay? We're 3 days till the end of the month, and she's already got it done. She's going to become an executive. And I call Joanna, and I say, Joanna, this is the last phone call about this issue, okay? You are going to lose her forever unless you file your LOI now, okay? Okay, so let's say that she does it. She listens to me finally, and she files her own LOI, okay? Elle becomes an executive. She breaks away from Joanna, and she moves up to my front line. She rolls up to me. So now she's on my first generation of executives because Joanna didn't get it done in time. But thank goodness Joanna did file her LOI with 3 days to go before she became an executive. And then she finishes her qualification over the next 2 months. Joanna becomes an executive, and then guess what happens? Nu Skin puts Elle back underneath her. Just like that. Just like it should have been. Okay? That's an important thing to know. Why is this important? Because it's a big motivation for somebody who's not taking action, right? If she doesn't do it, if she doesn't take action, you got to sit down, sorry. She doesn't want to sit down. If she doesn't do it, then guess what happens? Then Elle rolls up to me forever. She becomes a first-generation executive. I can count her as part of my 12 executives, right? Okay, who gets the L1 bonus? Remember the 5% that you get when you sign up a new distributor? You get 5% on their orders. Guess what? Joanna still gets the L1 bonus because she signed her up. So as long as she's active, she'll get that 5% on Elle's personal orders every month. Okay? But she lost her in her whole downline. That's painful. Okay? So that's what happens. So, okay, you can go back over here for now. Okay? So that's number one. Our competitors will say things like, oh, Nu Skin's compensation plan is difficult. Do you know that you can lose your executives? You can lose your executives if you don't maintain your volume. You ever hear people say that? I think that's number two. Yeah, you got to maintain your executive status. Okay, think about this for a moment. If nobody had to maintain any volume, how big would the bonus checks be? Nothing, right? So many companies in network marketing, they'll say to you, oh, you need to join our company because you only have to do $50 a month. And if you do $50 a month, then you can be in our business forever. You'll never lose your position. Well, that sounds really good, doesn't it? That sounds really democratic, doesn't it? We're going to take care of everybody. But the problem is, the commitment is so small, nobody makes any real money. And so those companies eventually go out of business because people lose interest. Why am I going to go to meetings? Why am I going to pay money and get on the bus and travel and talk to people? Why do I spend money on my cell phone if I'm never really going to make any money? And so, because there are no requirements, they go bankrupt. Okay? It is a blessing that Nu Skin asks us to actually work and do volume. Okay? Nu Skin says to all of us that become executives, you must do at least 2,000 points a month. Okay? If you do 3,000 points a month, we'll pay you a lot more money. So there's incentives to always do 3,000 points or more. Every one of you in this room that's an executive, you should have enough customers alone that just on your customer base you do more than 3,000 a month. That's how you build a solid, stable organization. Okay? So, 3,000 a month is the goal. That's the number we all want to be at or above. Okay? You got it? Okay. So when we have 3,000 in volume, then we actually can all make some money. I showed you back here what happens with 5,000 points per executive, right? It's really big money. I showed you 113,000 a month with just 3,000 points per executive. Okay? That's a really important thing. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, what does that say? Carolina, what does that say? What's number 3 say? Oh, you have to have your width to capture your depth? Okay, good. Okay, so we already talked about this one. Remember when we did our example here? Remember when everybody stood up? and we got down here to the animal, and she became a blue diamond? Everybody remember? Okay, I demonstrated point number 3 for you here. Now, our competitors will say, oh, did you know in Nu Skin that you have to get 12 executives or you cannot maximize the compensation plan? 12 is too many. That's too hard to do. Nobody can get 12 executives. Oh, really? Well, it seems like we've got about 2,000 blue diamonds in the world that have been able to do it. Okay? So people do it, yes. Yes, it's a big requirement. But you saw what happened in the 5 generations above who all had to go get 11 more executives so they could tap into the dynasty, right? Do you remember? It was an extra 55 executives, minimum 110,000 additional points of volume. Okay, do you remember that? That's a good thing, right? Don't you want that to be in place? Don't you want your team to feel that pressure to go recruit more executives so they can get paid on the depth underneath them? Of course you do. Because they're not just going to go get 11 people that are 2,000 points. In the process of them getting the rest of their wit, they're going to find some more blue diamonds. They're going to find some more motivated people that go out and build dynasties in the rest of their organization. Right? That's how people end up at $113,000 a month. That's a really good thing. Okay? Let's do the last one. The roll-up feature. Oh, this is one that they try to really beat us up on, right? They say, did you know that in Nu Skin, that if you don't maintain your executive volume, that you can lose your whole down line? That they'll roll up to your up line. Did you know that? Is that true? Yes, that is true. Okay? If you're down here, let's go back to our example again. Okay? Joanna, stand up. Okay? Y'all stand up. Jackie, stand up. Okay? Erica, Lena. Okay? And E1. The animal. Okay? Okay. So we've got these people again. Okay, pay attention. I know this is going a long time, but you've got to listen. Okay? So pay attention to this. This is important. Okay, so here's what happens. If we lose Elle, let's say she does not maintain her executive status. Okay, sit down, Elle. Okay, so she goes provisional executive. What does provisional mean? It means Nu Skin gives you some time to figure out your problems and to be able to get back your volume so you don't lose your whole downline. Okay? So, that's what they do. And they'll give you 3 months as a provisional executive to figure it out. They'll encourage you. They'll have your upline. We'll work with you to help you get back. We don't want you to leave. Okay? We want you to be there and keep your volume going and keep the income coming into your family. Okay? So that's what we want. Okay? But if you just can't do it, you don't want to do it, something catastrophic happens in your life, maybe you're getting divorced or something happens and you can't focus on the business, okay? These are real world things that happen, okay? So, something bad could happen here. She just loses interest. She doesn't want to do it anymore. For whatever reason, she's gone, okay? If she does not get her volume back in those 3 months, by the 4th month, okay, then she gets dropped out of the line. And Jackie would come up to my 2nd level, okay? And Erica rolls up to my 3rd level, and Lena comes up to my 4th level, and Ewok comes up to my 5th level, and her whole team that I never got paid on comes into my pay line. Okay? Remember that? Okay, that's what would happen. Okay, now you may say, well, this is really brutal, isn't it? Isn't that difficult? We feel so bad for you, right? Well, listen, she can take a grace month, 1 grace month every year, no consequences, right? Okay? That doesn't count. That's not provisional. So she has that chance, okay? And then if she doesn't get that one done, then she gets 3 more months, right? So now she's had 4 complete months to try to get her volume back. Usually people can recover. Very rarely does somebody drop out.